Barking 0, Cheshunt 3. Even manager Craig Edwards. Craig, if there's a game that sums up some of the faults of our season so far, and in this indifferent run in terms of not taking your chances, loads of possession, and then missing penalties, it was this game.
Correct. See you later. It is, honestly. I mean, we missed 2 penalties tonight. It's just ridiculous. 12 penalties we missed. We're in November. 12 penalties. And it showed, the difference in the levels it showed was we had so many good opportunities in and around the box. Too many touches. They scored their goals and they were very, very dangerous when we lost possession in and around the halfway line, and they broke very, very quickly, and they were very clinical. The third goal was just a catalogue of errors. Give the ball away cheaply again on the halfway line. Give a silly foul away edge of the box, and then the only decent finish we had tonight was when Sevy's put in his own goal. But so I've sorted the problem of the penalties. The next one we get, I've told the players they got to get around the referee and insist it was a yard outside the box. So that has solved that. But no, in all seriousness, it was a great exercise for us. It was a better training session for us than we had, and I'm making that excuse. I mean, we had 8 out of 7 would probably start most games, right? But that's not to say that we would have beaten them anyway, because they are a good side, But it's a blessing in disguise that Saturday we've not got a game, and then we can, because I would expect 5 of those 7 to be back for the Woodford game Saturday week. We've got a friendly away where we can look at players, give people minutes that need minutes. But all in all, it was a good exercise tonight, because it really highlighted, like you said, it highlighted our problems, and not just the penalties. Penalties is it's just a ridiculous stat, the penalties, and it is. When it weren't so funny, it'd be bloody annoying, and it is really annoying. But we need to be more clinical in front of goal. I think we need less touches in the penalty area. And there was so much we could take out of the game, and it was great to see so many of supporters from Cheshunt and the staff directors, etc. That were great to me over 7 years, and it was lovely to see them all again. Yeah, I wanted to turn them over for sure, but it weren't to be. And I wish them well in the cup, and I think they go to Haringey next, and hopefully they'll push on and win it. It was a bit of a challenge, they're a good side. So yeah, and go on, sorry.
We're making a laugh and a joke about the missed penalties, but on a serious note, Greg, how much of a concern is it for you? Because teams, it could go to later on in the season, you'll have maybe playoff games, or it could go down to penalties. The missed penalties could affect our goal difference going for the league. How much of a concern is it for you?
It's a massive concern, a massive frustration. But the only, what I would say, bright side, and I think, if you say who's our penalty taker, it's Sam. And with all due respect to all the penalty misses we've got, I do expect him to go up and score, which I haven't got that same confidence if he's not taking them. Now, he's taken 2 this year. He's missed one. Well, he didn't miss it. Keeper's pulled out a fantastic save, and the other one he's rattled in. If we get a penalty with Sam, I do fancy him to score. Simple as that. So, but it is a horrible stat, and one it's very, very difficult to erase. I mean, we can practice penalties for 3 hours on Thursday. It never replicates taking a penalty in a game. So. It is difficult, and I don't think I've had, in 20 odd years, 25, 27 years managing, I don't think my sides have missed 12 penalties in all that time, and we missed 12 this season, and we're only in November. So we could get up to 25 if we keep trying.
And now we go on to, as you said already, a nice week break and time to maybe pair on stuff.
Well, yeah, we were having a tricky run. First probably first sticky run since we've been here. And Saffron Walden 2-2 draw. Terrific. Oh, one thing I do want to mention: last 4 games we haven't won them. We drew 2 at Saffron Walden. Terrific referee, and he's made a mistake where Henry has to go off for Saffron Walden. This is, I think, 5 minutes into the second half. They could argue they had won 5 minutes from the end, but Henry has to go off. It's Stonewall red card. And he's given a yellow card, so it's obviously he's seen the offence, but he hasn't deemed it as it's a Stonewall red when you watch it back. But he was a terrific rep, and I'd have him every week. I told him that. And we drew 2-2, probably a fair result. We got back into it 2-1 up. They made it 2-2 near the end. Fair result. We went to Alstead, where the referee was dreadful. We've lost 2-0 out, and it was obviously still behind closed doors game. And it was like he was there to say, "I'm going to keep control of this game." Blah blah blah. He's blown Finn up and give a corner. When the 8-second rule, it's 7 seconds. Now with that, you have to be absolutely sure that it's over 8 seconds, because if you're doing it before, you've got an agenda. The game was decided by a free kick, which he went to talk to a player. The players moved it on 5 yards, which made the difference between them scoring and them not scoring. I told him, the assistant linesman has seen it, and she said, "Yeah, I've seen it, but I can't pull him over." I'm screaming, "Listen," after they've scored from it, I said to him, he said, "I'm happy where it was." And that was his attitude, and he was very egotistical, full of ego. It was all about him. And I'm not saying that because we lost, because I'll tell you about the other games. Romford on Saturday, I thought, terrific ref. Once again, load of chances. We've started off, now you know our record going into the game, 6 games, 6 wins, 20 goals, 3 against.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've gone into Romford thinking we're going to batter them 6-0. And all the warnings, fair play to them, they've come out, two up in 15 minutes, scored a terrific goal off the post. And we're in this complaint, you can't go into games like that. And fair play to them, they fought tooth and nail for that win. When we got the goal back 10 minutes in to the second half, I would have given me ass thinking we're gonna win this. Alfred crashes one against the post, and it comes out, we can't score, and they get one when we're piling on, and they break away in injury time. But they fought really hard for it, no complaints. And then tonight, was always going to be underdogs. It was tough, and I thought we actually played quite well.
Yeah, we did.
Bearing in mind the boys out, and it showed that we have got strength and depth. And that's a good little test for the boys. Good test for me. That are we going to buckle under, or are we going to rally? Because we've got an hard run of games now, and this will show what we're about. So can't wait to it. Can't wait to Saturday at the game. Can't wait to Woodford. And then try and get back on the winning run. But like I say, no complaints about tonight. Referee was terrific. Again, I thought really good. And no complaints. A lot of lessons learned. Hopefully we will learn from them and we can march forward. But hopefully we don't get a penalty against Woodford. And how often do you say that?
Oh, no.
Cheers,
All right,
mate.
Cheers, very good, all right.